friends, in this lecture I'll be explaining you about list in Python. Now, what is list? Basically, list is a collection of ordered and changeable elements or members or items. Changeable means the items in the list can be modified. So it says that my list is mutable. Mutable means I can change. So you can say list is like a dynamic sized array, which is like vectors and array list in Java. So if I want to compare the list, then I can say lists are dynamic sized arrays and they are like vectors and array list in Java. And the very important point about list is the elements not necessary is a collection of homogeneous elements, means they shouldn't be of same data type. They may be of same data type or they may be of different data types also, means my element can be integer, my element can be float, my element can be string and even object as well. So lists are mutable, means they can be altered and they can be changed once it is being created. It is not like a string that is immutable. Now, to access the element of string, I can use index, and same like string, here also the index starts with 0 and n minus 1, that is the last index. And here also like string, I can access the elements with square bracket. So list is defined with square bracket and elements are also accessed with square brackets. So let's see the demonstration of list. The very first demonstration is creation of list. So here is a program where I am demonstrated how to create the list. One example is how to access the list element with index, how to create multi-dimensional list, even what we can say is nested list. So let's see the demonstration. Very first is a list with opening closing bracket. This will create a empty list or the blank list. Now here second I have written 10, 20, 30, 40 and all are separated by comma. So here these are the elements of the list. So I'll print the elements of the list. Now accessing the elements. So my list is welcome to world of string list in Python. Now here it is list. So the index of welcome is 0, index of 2 is 1, index of world is 2, index of off is 3, index of list is 4, index of in is 5 and index of Python is 6. So when I say index of 0, it should print welcome, index of 2 it should print world and index of 4 it should print list. Now here it is creating list inside a list. So you can see this is a list. This first brace bracket is for the main brackets, and within main brackets as first element it is welcome to world and second element is of the list in Python. So these are two lists. Fine. So this is what is called as multi-dimension list or nested list. And now we'll see the list with numbers. The numbers are 10, 20, 30, 40. Now here you can have duplicate numbers also. So there is no harm in putting the duplicate numbers. And then we can have a list with mixed data type. I've already told you list need not be a homogeneous collection. It is a heterogeneous collection. So here it is welcome, which is string, 2 is integer, world is string, 24.56 is a float number, and then again integer and the strings. So here is the list of this is the list of mixed values. And to find out length, there is a method in Python. Now remember, this length method is not the method related to string or method related to list, but it is a general method of Python. So in Python methods are of two types. One, the specific related to object, and one are general methods which can be used with any type of objects. So length is out of that. Length we have seen in the last demonstration of string. It is used with string. Now here it is also used with list. So let's execute this program and see one by one the output. So the very first is creation of blank list. So you can see the list is blank with the square brackets. Second is the list is 10, 20, 30, 40, the list of numbers. Now third index, I have told you that at 0 it is welcome, at 2 it is world, and at 4 it is list. So this is how I can access the elements. We'll see details of accessing in my next demonstration. And then creating a multi-dimensional list. So here it is a multi-dimensional list. List 1 has a data as welcome to world, and list 2 has a data of list in Python. So it is printing the complete. And then we can see the mixed type list. The list with numbers here 10, 20, then 42 times and 25 3 times, so it can be entered. So list can have multiple data also, same data repeated. And then finally we'll see the, so here you can see the mixed values, that is welcome is a string, 2 is integer, world is string, and then this is float, and so on. So finally we'll see the length of list. So my first list is having 10, 20, 40, 40, 25, 25, 25, 60, 60. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it is giving me list as 9. And the second is welcome is 1, 2 is 2, world is 3, off is 4, list is 5, in is 6, and Python is 7. So the length of the string should be 7. So it is printing 7. So I hope how to create the list is clear to you. And now we'll see the demonstration. Now we'll see the demonstration that how to access the list elements. Now let's see how to access the element. So I've already told you that I can use index operator in square bracket to access the list elements. Now that square bracket can have a index which should be purely a integer value, float is not allowed, and even string is not allowed. And I can use index as a positive number as well as the negative number. So let's see what is the code. Here let's see how to access the element. So I've told you that very first thing, list is it's a collection of different data types, and its index starts with 0 and index ends with -1, that is n minus 1. And the index will be passed in square bracket like string. So now let's see the demonstration of one by one. So the list is welcome to world of list in Python. I've already told you this, that at index 0 it is welcome, at index 2 it is world, and at index 4 it is list. Now in multi-dimension, this is two list enclosed in another list. That's what is called as nested list, list inside a list. So world of, this is 0, this is 1, and list in Python is 0, 1 and 2. So element 0, 1 means this is 0 element and this is the 1 element. So this is 0, and in that 1 means this is 1. Now as far as these are two lists, so this is called as list 0 and this is called as list 1 index. Now in this list 0, world is at list index 0 and off is at index 1. So it is 0, 1 means in this list it is off, and in this list it is list because index is 0. So I hope this is clear. Once again I'll tell, this is this complete list will have this index 0, and this complete list will have this index 1. This off will have this index 1, and this list will have this index 0. Now in list I can give negative indexing also like string. So to access the last element I have to give -1. To access the third element from the last I have to give -1. Same way fifth element from the last -5, and the 10th element from the last is -10. So let's continue the program and let's see what the output. So here you can see the index of 0, 1 is off, and element at 1, 0 is list. Now here accessing the elements with negative index. So last element is string, third last element is tuple, fifth last element is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. But then if I'm giving a range either negative or positive which is out of the range, means that element if it is not present in list, then it will give index error, that is list index out of range. So I hope this is clear, that is how to access the elements. And the next demonstration is how to insert the data in list. Now for inserting the data in the list, I can use insert method, and to add the data at the end of the list, I can use append method. Now append, as it adds at the end, it will take only one argument, whereas insert, I can insert at any position in the list, so I have to pass on two arguments. One is its position and second is the value. So position means where the string, where the element in the list to be inserted, and value means what element is to be inserted. So let's see the list. The original list is 10, 20, 30, 40. Now insert at 335. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's see where the 35 is inserted. So let's execute this program, run. So you can see 10, 20, 30, 40. And at position 3, that is 0, 1, 2, and this third position 35 is inserted. So I hope inserting the data in the list is clear. And now let's see how to append the data in the list. So now let's see how to append the data. Now the difference between inserting and appending is, inserting of the data can be done at any position, where appending is done at the last of the string. So here I've created a blank string and then I've appended to it 10, 20 and 40. Means the first element will be 10 because that was the first or last element, and then second is 40, that is after second is 20, so after 10 there will be 20 because that will be the last element, and then 40. So here list will print 10, 20 and 40. Now I can even append the data in the element using iterator or loop. So it says I in range 10 to 40 and this is step 10. So it will start with 10 and go till 40 with a step of 10. Now let's see whether it goes till 40 or not, and append I means whatever the value of I is there, that will be appended in list. And then after that list.append 50, 60. So that will be inserted after adding this data in the list. And finally I can add a list at the end of the list. So I've created another list, that is list in Python, and that list is appended at the end of the first list, and I'll print here list. So let's execute this program. So first blank string is blank list is created, and then the elements are added is 10, 20 and 40. Now you can see the elements added from the range of 10 to 30. So first it will add 10, then it will add 20 because in the step size of 10, then it will add 30. Now it won't add 40 because range works less than the stop size. So stop size is 40, so it will work till 30. So it has added 10, 20 and 30. My original list was 10, 20 and 40, and then with this loop or this iterator I have added 10, 20 and 30. Now to the list I can add a tuple. Now tuple is defined in a round bracket. More details of tuple we'll see in the next video. So here I'm adding list.append 50 and 60. So in this round bracket this is becoming a tuple. So it is adding 50 and 60. See here the output also it is giving in the tuple format. And finally, I've taken a list, that is list in Python, and appended that list in Python string list to the original list, and that is being printed. So my original list was 10, 20, 40, 10, 20, 30, 50, 60 because tuple was added, and finally the list is added at the end. So I hope how to append the list is clear, and this demonstration is also clear. Now let's see the demonstration of how to remove the data from the list. Now for removing the data from the list, there are two methods. One is remove and other is pop. Now remove can remove the element when it is first occurrence. Now suppose in a list, if I'm defining some value to be removed, then that value where its first occurrence will be removed. If it is occurring for 5 times, then from 5 times the first occurrence will be removed. So I have to specify the value which is to be removed in the remove method. Now what pop does? Pop, when I write, it will remove the last element in the list, that is the last inserted element. So let's see how the remove works. So my list is 10, 20, 30, 40, and this is the value of the list. This is the original list. Now from this original list, I am removing 50, 60 and 80. So 50, 60 and 80 will be removed. Now if the value which is specified to be removed, and if it is not there in the list, it will throw an exception. Fine, it will throw an exception or raise an exception. So it will remove 50, 60 and 80. So it will print the list with the remaining elements. And now I can even use loop or the iterator for removing the elements. Now for I in range 10 to 40 and in the step of 10. So first I will be 10, so it will remove this 10. Next I will be 20, so it will remove this 20. Next I will be 30, it will remove this 30. But now the next value is 40, but range will never reach 40, so it will remove 10, 20 and 30. So let's execute the program and see the demonstration. So it is printing the original list. Now from this list, 50, 60 and 80 are removed. So you can compare these two lists. So 50, 60 and 80 are not present. And now in this for loop, it is 10, 20, 30 which is to be removed. So it have removed 10, 20 and 30, and the list is printed from 40. So I hope how to remove the element from the list is clear. Fine, let's see how to remove the elements with pop function. So it will remove the last entered value or the last value from the element. So my original element is 10, 20, 30, 40. So I am trying to remove the element with pop, and if I pass the index, then that particular element will be removed. So pop also works in two ways. If I don't specify the index, it will remove the last element, and if I specify the index, then only it will remove that element at that particular index. So let's execute this program and see the output. So you can see original list is 10, 20, 30, 40. Now after popping the element, so I have told you the last element will be removed. So the pop will remove the last element, that is 50. So it is returning me in the remaining list, that is 10, 20, 30, 40. So you can say pop is returning the remaining list. And now I have removed the element at the index 2. So here 0, 1, 2 and 3. So 30 was at index 2. So 30 has been removed from this list. In this way the pop method functions. So if I don't specify any index, it will remove the last element, and if I specify the index, it will remove that particular indexed element. So now let's see the demonstration how to slice the list. Now just for refreshing, list is collection of the elements which are changeable, means which are mutable. They can be accessed using the square bracket and the index value in it, and index should be a integer, not any other value. Index can be positive or negative. Now for slicing operation, I can use colon operator. Now to that colon I can give negative index also. So let's see how to use how to perform the slicing operation. Now my original list is this is my original list, and I'll print the original list. Now I have to slice that from position 3 to 8. I have to remove all the characters, that is as a substring. So that is a slice list will have the data from position 3 to position 8. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So from T, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till T it will print. Now if I just write 5 and colon, so what it will do, it will start from 5th character till the end of the list. So in list, this is the starting and this is the ending character or the ending position. So the starting position I have written 5 and till the last, since I have not specified any, it will go till the last. And here when I am not specifying anything at the start position and at the end position, it will start from the first character and go till the last character. In other words, it will print the complete string. So if complete list. So in this list, since there is no position specified, it will print the complete list. And now the list with negative index. So here I have not given the starting index, but I have given the ending index is -6. So what it will do, it will print the slice till the 6th element from the last. Why? Because it was given -6, and here I have given -6 -1. So it will slice from the index -6 to -1, and finally I have given -1. So it will print the complete list in the reverse order. So let's see the demonstration. So this is the original list. Now I have told you that it will print from 3 to 8 character. So from T, the 8th character was T, but the 8th position will be a character which is, from here we can count 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This 7th is actually the 8th character because it always takes -1 because it is starting with 0. So it is printing TINPY. Now let's continue further. Now slide string, it was from 5th character till all the last character. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So it has printed the complete list from the 5th position till end. And then the colon, there is no starting and ending index. So it has printed the complete list. And now in this case, 6 characters from the last. So these are the 6 characters from the last. And finally -1 to -6. So it is printing in the reverse order. This is the complete. So it will come, so it will print the element slice from -6 to -1. So it is printing PYTHO. Why? Because this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So from -6 to -1, this is -1. So it will print till this point. And then the index was -1. So it will print this complete string in the complete list in the reverse order. So in this way the list functions. List. So I hope the slicing with list is clear. And now the last demonstration will be some methods on the list. Now there may be some method specifically for the list, and there are certain general methods which can be used with any of such data types. Now I have already told you the length. Length can be string with length can be used with strings, length can be used with tuples, length can be used with list, and length can be used with dictionary also. Fine. So let's see a demonstration of different methods. Now here first is a clear method which will clear the list. Now second is index method. So it will return the index of the element. So if it is 40, it will return the index of 40. Now here it will return the index of the element, that is I'll change it to world. So it will return me the index of world. And then the next method is count. So it will count the number of elements in the list. Now here also I am writing world. Now if I want to count the character in the list, character in the element of the list, so here I have written list dot count, so it will have a count. Now to that I am passing the second element of the list, so it will give me the count of characters in second element. The next method is sort, so it will sort the list. Even this also will this sort will be the floating point number of sorting, and this is sorting of the string in string format, or the list in the string format. Now this will reverse the list. So here the demonstration is with integer numbers, float numbers, and with the strings also. And the copy method will return a copy of a list, so it will, you can say it is making a duplicate copy of the list or duplicate list. Then sum. Now sum, what it will do, it will sum up all the elements in the list. Now sum requires two arguments. First, the name of the list, and second is the index. So it will, when I've given 0, it will start with the summing from index 0, that is from 10. If I make it 1, it will start summing up from 20. If I make it 2, it will start summing up from 30. So even what I can do here is I can add one more statement, and I can say start indexing from, summing up from 1. Now this sum method, then this max method, min method, these are general methods, they are not specific to list. The method which are specific to list are written with the list and the dot and the method name, but here there is no list, so this is summing is a general method. Then max, it will return me the max from the list. Same way min will return me the min from the list. But this min, max, sum, these are not the method of list, they are methods of Python. So let's see the demonstration. So very first is clear, so I have cleared the original list. So after clearing, it is printing the blank list. The next is to find out the index. So index of 40 is 0, 1, 2 and 3. So index is 3. And from the list 2, that is welcome to the world list. Welcome is at index 0, 2 is at index 1 and world is at index 2. So the index of world is 2. Now this is giving me the count. So this is giving me the count in the list, and after the count, fine, to sort. So the original list is 10, 30, 40, 20, but the sorted list is 10, 20, 30, 40. Same way, my floating list, it is 2 to 0 and then 3.68 and 3.1, all unsorted numbers. So I have written unsorted, but now here you can see this is sorted list. So I can sort the floating point numbers, and even I can sort the strings. So the original list is string list in Python. So you can see that list Python string, and then in has came at last, even though I comes first, but small I comes after the capital letters. So first it will print all the capitals once, and then so it will compare first alphabet, that is L is coming first, then P and then S, and once the capital letter is finished, small letter start. So this I in is coming afterwards. And then let's see the reversing of the string, reverse order. So it is 10, 20, 10, 30, 40, 20. So it is 20, 40, 10, 30. Same way this decimal number string is reversed, and this string decimal number list is reversed, and finally this list of string is also reversed. We'll see some few more methods. This is the original list, so original list, and this is the copied. So this is the output of copy method, which I've already explained you. Now you can see sum of elements. So in sum of elements, it is 10, 20, 30, 40. So sum will be, this is 30, this is 30, and this is 60. and finally the list. So it is 10, 20, 30, 40. Minimum from the list is 10 and maximum from the list is 40. So in this way these methods can be used with list. So I hope how to create the list, access the list, insert the data in the list, append the data in the list, removing the data with the remove method and the pop method, and then how to slice the list and how to use different methods with list is clear. So summing up the list, I can say list is collection of ordered and changeable members. Changeable means mutable. They are also like the dynamic size arrays in Java, like vectors and array list. And the data which is there in the list need not be of same data type. It may be integer, float, string, and the object as well. And I can access the element of the list with the square bracket and index in it, and the index can be positive or negative. If the positive index it is there, it will start from the left hand side, and if it is a negative index, it will start from the right hand side. And the list creation and the list accessing is done in the square bracket. So I hope the list is clear. The next video is on tuples. So friends, if you really like this video, you share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you will get notification of my next video uploaded. Till then, stay tuned, stay safe, take care.